Another 5 days, another Crash of the Titans. This time with Dr. Octopus, and he's one of those 555 builds, those cheater builds. So we're gonna look at him, talk about Carnage, who we got featured today, as well as teams to use with him, and our upcoming Crash of the Titans with old Double Dinosaur. So let's not get carried away and get to Doc Ock. So he's a blue, black, and green user. Again, he's over leveled for 3-star characters at 270. And he has a 555 build. Now I don't remember what 5 in green does, but I do know what all the abilities are. So his blue ability is manipulation. It costs 11. It does tile swaps and does damage to us anytime. Is it for the number of strike, attack, or protect tiles that are swapped during the manipulation? Those get destroyed. And like I said, it does damage to us. I don't know the exact amount of damage, but we'll look at it when we get in the fight. His black ability, insult to injury. Anytime that Doc Ock matches a special tile, that includes invisibility tiles, strike, attack, or protect tiles, whatever the case might be, he creates 2 black attack tiles for a certain strength, and that in a way it helps us, but it also hurts us as well because it gets rid of our attack tiles. But what I mean by it helps us is those tiles we know are going to be on black, so we can match them away based upon how the board is. And then his green ability, armed and dangerous. It's a 1-turn stun. It costs 12 in green. And it also strengthens a strike, attack, or protect tile that's on the board. Alright, so that's Doc Ock. Carnage is a red, black, and green user. Mine is at 338. And his abilities are as follows. Red symbiotic science costs 7. Does team damage, then also does retaliatory damage to the team. If you have at least 10 red AP, it just does damage to the enemy team, but again, it's a one-on-one fight, so it doesn't really matter. His black ability is alien instincts, and no, he's not a xenomorph. And so he creates an attack. In this case here at 5, he creates 3 attack tiles for us, 3 attack tiles in the enemy team. Ours are going to be stronger, obviously, and as long as we have fewer than 10 attack tiles on the board, he'll continuously make them on the board. Alright, and then this green ability, Carnage rules. Little bit of a board shake for 8 green, destroys some number of special tiles. Destroys some number of tiles on the board. If they happen to be special tiles, it does additional damage. And his affiliation, for those who care about this sort of thing, is villains and Sinister Six, just like Doc Ock. For lesser equipped Carnage, again, you'd boost red, you'd boost green, and you won't have to worry too much about black. This is what armed and dangerous does. Okay, it's a 2-turn stun, and then it then steals the green AP. I forgot about that. Alright. Main thing we want to do, we want to blitz red as quick as we can. He'll take the match 4 in red, but we'll grab green. But you also want to avoid Doc Ock getting blue as well. And say even if we make off-color matches for any special tiles on the board, you know, that's a win for us because we don't have to worry about Doc Ock's insult to injury kicking in. Yeah, I'll take this one here for the team, for the culture. There's insult to injury. There's insult to injury again, and now with Carnage rules, you know, this is why I said this is also a benefit to us because boom, we destroyed some tiles, slashed them in the face, and there's your lot. No, I used to have the support for Proxima Midnight on Carnage, but I ended up switching it off to the 5-star Carnage because, well, it essentially does the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but similar things to the 4-star version. All right. Now let's take a look at him real quick. See who he feeds. Doc Ock, because you know why not? Symbiote size again. Like I said, it costs 7. Deals damage to the target, and then additional damage to the enemy team. A small amount of damage to the enemy team. Well, you know, relative in 4-star land, and then you know you deal additional damage to your allies as well. Because again, Carnage, you know, indiscriminately does not care about who or what he harms. This is like back in the day. This was an ability that scared a lot of people. Now, not so much, because there was really no ways to get around the fact that Carnage was gonna, you know, slash your team for almost 10,000 damage, though, you know, the person out in front is going to be taking the brunt of it. Alien Instincts, just like Symbiote Sides, it's had a few reworks. The original version of Symbiote Sides just did team damage, and it didn't even matter who Carnage attacked. It just, you know, it was, you were gonna be using a health pack regardless if you were fighting Carnage or not. Alien Instincts, it was a passive that does the same thing that it does now. Then it became an active ability, which you spent 5 black to essentially do the same thing, and then folks were kind of perturbed about the fact that, you know, the one unique thing about Carnage, you know, the auto attack tile thing was completely gone for, you know, manually adding tiles on the board. And, you know, I kind of agreed because it didn't really fit in the spirit of Carnage. Anyway, now this version here, again, still 10 friendly special tiles at level 3. Create 2 of them for a set amount of strength, and same with the enemy team. Here, a little bit more stronger tiles for us, a little bit stronger for the enemy team, but you create 3. And then finally, Carnage rules, which hasn't changed at all. Destroy a number of tiles, deal damage, you know, don't generate AP. And typically with this version here, Carnage, um, I usually have him at a 5.53, and the reason why is because when I pair him up with Medusa and I pair him up with Mr. Fantastic, at least back when I was playing in 4-star land, I would kind of want more special tiles on the board so that I could heal either from Medusa, or if I matched away those enemy tiles from you know, Mr. Fantastic would heal, and then Medusa would gain AP based off of you know, the special tiles that I was matching, or I should say the strike, attack, or protect tiles that I was matching away, and then also too, Mr. Fantastic would fire off his his ability. I mean, he would have his other passive ability, um, where we could randomly fire off a power. So you had a good chance of it being either Symbiotic Size, or Carnage Rules, or Mr. Fantastic's Flexibility, or Medusa's board swap with Hair Metal, and then you had a chance to where it activated a Maginaut. You're like, oh. But that team there, that was like a linchpin for the 4-star community until, well, folks like Polaris came into the to the mix, and well, through the entire game out of balance, at least in the 4-star tier. Other people you could pair Carnage up with him, 4-star Iceman, and Medusa, and instead of having Mr. Fantastic's heal anytime you match any enemy special tiles, you instead are banking on the fact that Medusa's yellow ability will give you either purple or blue for Iceman, so Iceman can either stun a target for 4 turns, or if you get enough green, you could use Iceman's green to do an AoE, a team attack. And then you essentially had 2 team attacks with Iceman and Carnage that you really couldn't avoid. Who was somebody else that I paired Carnage up with? But Carnage and Medusa, they have natural synergy with one another. They both want attack tiles on the board. One wants them to heal. One wants to hurt the enemy team. Kind of like the Fiend Bray Wyatt. But yeah, that's that's really pretty much the team to go with. I mean, you could use Eddie Brock, Venom with it, but yeah, his green can be a little bit cheaper, but then you gotta worry about do I have enough green to fire off his power? Do I have enough yellow to take advantage of the protect tiles that the enemy's, putting on the board, blah, 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 I mean, that'd be an alright lore team, but, so that'll conclude the description about Carnage. And, some number of days, yeah, we got Devil Dinosaur. And hopefully, that when anniversary starts, I'll at least have them. I can probably get them up to 370, maybe, depending upon what's the goodies. So we'll talk about all of that there. The anniversary, the Crash the Titans, all that there up in the Double Dinosaur videos. So peace, love, hair grease, all that there, and we're under 15 minutes. See you guys next time.